Hi everyone, welcome back to another tutorial on how you can use Runcraft to take any of your n8n workflows and convert it into a full SaaS product. Today what we're going to do is we're going to look at how you can take a workflow that is an automated workflow, so it's based on a trigger that happens in an external integration or based on a schedule and runs automatically, and see how you can set that up. So first, let's quickly jump into n8n and see which workflow we're going to convert today. So what this workflow does on a very high and level and a simple description is that it monitors your Gmail inbox. It's a simple Gmail triaging agent. It then monitors it for any new emails, passes that email through an AI agent, and the agent decides whether this is an important email and it labels it accordingly, or whether it's a non-important email. So this is really useful for anyone who's dealing with a lot of inbound email and needs an agent to triage it. So let's set it up. So the first thing you want to do in n8n, which is the engine we support currently, is to go and download the JSON file for this workflow. I'm then going to hop back into Runcraft and I'm going to create a new app. When creating the app, I'm going to set up the name of my app as well as its subdomain, and I can edit either of these later on. We'll then continue to the next step. Over here, I'm just going to upload the workflow that I just downloaded, which is this one right here, and then move through the next steps for configuration. The first thing over here is it's going to ask us that whose Gmail do you want to monitor? Do you want to monitor your own Gmail, which is obviously not the case since this is something that you want to productize. So what I'm going to select here is I want the user to be able to connect their own Gmail. So my end user of my app will connect their own Gmail. The next thing is, okay, whose API key do I want to use? So in this case, I'm going to say that I as the creator of this app will provide the API keys, just so that it's a more seamless experience for my end user, and I will price that into the pricing tiers that I set for this app. I'll wait for this to get validated, so knowing that this is a valid API key, and then hit next again. And for these two other nodes, which were Gmail nodes, since I have already connected and already specified that the user will connect their Gmail, this will get automatically selected over here and nothing needs to be done over here. And this is the other Gmail node as well, which also will rely on that same user's connected Gmail. Now, this of course can save the user a lot of time every day, so I'm going to say that it saves them at least 10 minutes per email, since it auto labels it for them. And then I'm going to proceed to the next step. Now, on this page, I can actually design the entire landing page. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but every field on this page is editable. So you can go in and change the copy and set it up. There are also sections on the side that allow you to show or hide certain sections. So if you have an FAQ section, you can, if you don't have it yet, you can hide that section. So I'm just going to very quickly mention something: 24/7 email assistant. And another thing that you can do here is you can view it on how this will look on a mobile view. The other thing is you're not just limited to this theme, so you can actually click this button right here in the top right hand corner and select from a bunch of different themes, and within each theme you can also select whether you want it to be in light mode or in dark mode. So I'm going to go with this theme right here. Then I'm going to step through the other pages that will be displayed to the end user. So this is like the sign up page, the pricing page, which we're going to set up. We'll set up the pricing in the next step. And then this is the dashboard that the end user will use to track their executions. And now we are ready to set up the workflow. So on this step, which is set up workflow front end, it's basically going to show you what the onboarding would look like for your end user. So since the first thing the end user must do is connect their Gmail so that this entire workflow can run, that's the first thing that will be displayed to them. You can go ahead and edit the title to make it something more descriptive, or to improve the copy so that your end user can understand what this step is necessary for. And once their Gmail is connected, since that's the only external thing that we needed to connect, since I myself as the creator provided the open API key for this, that's pretty much it. the final step, as it says over here, is this workflow executes automatically. There's no button that needs to be clicked. It's something that just monitors the user's email, and whenever a new email comes in, it acts on that email. So once I've done that, I'm going to click next. Now, proceeding here, again, this is very simple. It's very easy for you to set up your pricing. Also remember that you can set up a free trial very easily. Just click this button and set the duration of your free trial. And in addition to setting the duration of the free trial, you can also set how many executions should be permitted during this free trial. So I'm going to say that in total, I want 100 executions per month, and during the free trial, I only want to allow 10 executions. So in this case, what an execution means is the number of inbound emails. So perhaps for someone on a basic tier who doesn't have to deal with a lot of email volume, you can say that they should only handle 100 emails per month, and you can easily add in a new pricing tier for someone who is more advanced or a professional, and perhaps they can handle 1,000 emails, or you want to limit them to 1,000 emails per month and give them a slightly higher usage during their free trial. On the right over here, you can actually see a preview of what this pricing card will look like, and you can see that based on this 20% discount that I have, annual discount that I've set here, this price updates and reflects that as well. And with that, we're pretty almost done. So I'm going to hit next. And at this stage, what we want to do is we want to test that this trigger, or I guess this entire workflow, works correctly before being able to publish it. So a few things that I'll do before that is I'll just quickly enter some details. These are the site details that will get displayed on search engines, is site details that will get displayed whenever you share this link on any social media sites or with anyone. So you want these to be nice and descriptive. Let's say 24/7. And you can also set up your logo, your favicon, and your social preview, which are all the previews that will get shown whenever your link is shared anywhere. So now we're just going to jump in and simulate exactly what an end user will go through when they are going to run or set up this workflow. So as we saw that we had set the condition to be that the end user is going to connect their own Gmail. So now that I'm simulating this, and this is a preview of what the end user will see, I'm going to go through this entire onboarding. So first thing I'm going to do is connect. I'm going to set up this account. This is the account that I want the workflow to monitor for any new emails to correctly label them as important or unimportant. I'm going to give it the scopes and then hit continue. Now the other two things that were needed is that we want the user or the end user to be able to select the labels that they want to be assigned to these emails. Since everybody's email account is separate, they might have their own email, their own labels that they use to connote that something is important or not important. So we make this really simple. You don't have to do anything. You can see over here that it says, please select your important label and please select your non-important label. So I'm just going to click on this. It'll automatically populate all the labels from this inbox that was connected. In this case, I want to say for the important label, I want to use this custom label that I had set up called high quality. And for the non-important label, I'm going to set up this other label called low quality. And now these are labels that I had essentially set up in my email inbox that I wanted to monitor, right? So these emails right here, these labels right here is something that I had previously set up, and this was the account that I connected during into this workflow. Now I hit next, and now the workflow is almost ready to start functioning, because this is a workflow that automatically executes and automatically looks at your email. Now, one thing that we made simple during this preview mode for you to do is that you can, since this is something that runs automatically and you are simply testing it, you might not want this to continuously monitor your test email. So once this workflow executes successfully, unsuccessfully, this will automatically get deactivated. So your email will no longer be monitored. So this is similar to just testing this once on an email of your choice and then not having it continuously run. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna quickly just send off a test email and see how this works. So I'm gonna drag in this. This is a different email. Let's just pretend that I am a real estate agent and I get a bunch of inbound email, and I want to make sure that I don't miss any emails that are asking me for open houses or tours. So I'm going to send this email out right now, and let's see how it gets labeled. So right here, hit send. Now we should see this email come into the inbox that we are currently tracking. Now this email has come in, and now let's wait for a minute or wait for this new email to be detected by a workflow and then labeled by our agent. One thing to remember is that the workflow runs on a specific schedule, so it won't activate in real time. It polls your email at a specific interval. So once that polling interval is complete, your email should get labeled. And now you can see that it got added. The high quality label got added to this email that just came in because the AI agent determined that this was something that was relevant for me. And we can see that the contents of this email are also something that would be relevant to a real estate agent, which in this case I am simulating myself to be. And with that done and tested, you can also see that the workflow has now gotten deactivated. So it will no longer monitor the email that you used to test this up. But if you need to test it again, just simply click this toggle and go ahead and send yourself another email. And with that done, the workflow is now ready to publish. So all I need to do is go ahead and click this button right here. And the site is now published on this subdomain. And I can now share this anywhere on the internet and start getting users for this workflow and convert that workflow that was once just a single use workflow into a product that can earn me monthly recurring revenue.